Port Elizabeth in the High Court today. He and two women are facing more than 90 sex-related charges. At his last court appearance, Omotoso's legal team lost its bid to force presiding Judge Mandela Makaula to recuse himself for being biased and sympathetic towards the first witness, Cheryl Zondi. For more on the story, let's now cross live to our reporter, Jayed-Leigh Paulse, who is at the PE High Court. A very good morning to you, Jayed. Firstly, now that Omotoso's bid to force presiding Judge Mandela Makaula to recuse himself from the case, where to from here?
Well, I think all eyes are on the Port Elizabeth High Court this morning to see whether the defence advocate, Peter Doberman, will actually petition to the Concourt. Now, in the last court appearance, he said in court that he was going to petition to the Concourt after losing that bid at the Supreme Court of Appeal. But I'm also told there are lingering stories amongst the prosecution here as well as the state that there's going to be a postponement, and that's because we are going to hear whether that petition will go to the Concourt from the defence's side. But I'm also told that Judge Mandela Makaula wants to hear the details of the Supreme Court's dismissal, and they'll go into that matter this morning. So it remains to be seen whether the defense will actually bring that petition to court to petition to the Concourt, or whether they will go into that Supreme Court of Appeal's dismissal and give it to the judge in documents.
Jayed-Leigh, we spoke last year, you and I, at length, trying to wrap up this case. And how can we expect it to unfold now? Will the other, is it 89 witnesses take the stand, do you think?
Well, now with all these delays in appeals and dismissals and so forth, it really already sits on the head of, the defense, Peter Doberman, whether he'll petition to the Concourt. And if he does, that will mean that they'll have to ask for leave for appeal, and then it will take another couple of weeks or maybe even a month before we'll actually see the first, the second witness take to the stand. You would know that at the trial, at the start of the trial, we saw the defense, Peter Doberman, submit application to have the charges quashed. He was saying that the indictment and the charges on that indictment did not have times, did not have places, did not have dates. So he wanted those charges quashed. Then we saw them petitioning to the Supreme Court of Appeal, which they've lost, and now subsequently petitioning to the Concourt. So this has really been a lengthy process. But I do know that after speaking to the state prosecutor, Neba Ntelwa, he did indicate to me that after all these leaves of appeals and dismissals, the trial itself really has hit a cul-de-sac, and we'll have to wait for that petition to the Concourt to first take place in order to see those witnesses come to the fore. Like you rightfully said, 89 witnesses are yet to take to the stand. I'm also told that the Idols twins, Neliswa Makaka and her sister, will also be taken to the stand. Several other witnesses also who have not been named to the media, as opposed to hide their identities. You would know that some of them are in witness protection. So the ball is really in the court of the defense this morning, whether they will petition to the Concourt. And I suppose from there on out, we'll see if a trial date will be set. We will see those other witnesses coming to take the stand.
You're inside court right now, but can you give us a sense of what's happening outside, where there's usually supporters, whether for or against?
Well, I must tell you, when we were walking inside court, we saw several of the Jesus Dominion International Church members outside. So they've started grouping already. But I'm also told that the hashtag total shutdown movement will also be outside, as well as Not in My Name movement. If Blom can just show you what's happening inside court at the moment. Also, media have already started taking their seats. We see some of the Jesus Dominion International Church members also taking their seats, and several of the activists sitting in. The ANC are also out in their numbers supporting those witnesses who are yet to take to the stand. So quite packed here in Courtroom A at the Port Elizabeth High Court, but we'll bring you the updates as soon as court starts and what ultimately will happen today.
What time can we expect proceedings to start?
Our proceedings are set to start at 9:30. Not sure if there are a bit of delays. I see the State Prosecutor Jayed-Leigh has just arrived now. So we assume that it will start at 9:30 like they indicated in the last court proceedings.
Jayed-Leigh Paulse is at the Port Elizabeth High Court where she's reporting on the matter of the Omotoso rape trial.